My name is Ed Wise, and we are in the TV studio here at Loyola University, where I am an adjunct professor of music, teaching string bass, jazz string bass, and jazz combo. They're going to have 3 mentors, is what I call it, and I'm one of them. And the other 2 are a bass player that they can hear on records and copy and listen to and transcribe their work and play. And then the other one is a musician in New Orleans that they can go out and actually hear and speak with, who is not a bass player. So their job throughout the semester then is to bring me transcriptions of what they see and some sort of documentation, selfies included, that they've gone and seen this other musician perform twice. They also have to come see me perform twice in public, you know, actually performing. Well, first thing is never practice without a metronome. Second thing is set that metronome to click on 2 and 4 like the sock cymbal on a drum set. The next thing is we talk about, I have appropriated for my own use Johnny Vodakovich's concept of a basketball rolling across the floor, and where on that ball are you going to put that time. You're going to play a little bit ahead, you're going to play a little bit back. Meanwhile, what's the drummer you're working with doing? Where does he put it? And we talk about working with drummers a lot. And does a drummer generate time with his right hand on the ride cymbal or his left foot on the sock cymbal? Because it's been my experience in over 40 years of playing that every drummer has his own way of doing that. And so we talk about all the little nuances and make sure that they understand that it's not as easy as it looks. So I have my students transcribe solos by great bass players. 2 of my students are working on Scott LaFaro. One of them's working on Sam Jones. Somebody else has got Ray Brown. And I have one electric bass student who's studying James Jamerson. And I have them transcribe their bass lines and bring them in. And we talk about what they did and how they approach it. I don't use chord-scale relationship as a method to teach improvisation. I use it as a method to analyze improvisation. But I try to help my students to be more melodic and intuitive as they improvise, and then go back and see what they did. What you have is a city surrounding the university where jazz is everywhere. And that's how I can do my mentor program, by having them pick a guy right here in this city to go check out. There are great musicians here in the city. Because of that, Loyola can hire some of those musicians, and have people like Wayne Morrow on drums, and goodness, Ray Moore. I'm speaking of adjuncts now, not to mention Gordon himself and Tony DeGrati and the full-time guys. I mean, there's not a weak spot on the faculty here. If there is, you're talking to them right now. I feel honored to be in the presence of these guys, because they're just all such great musicians. And that's it. And the other thing is, of course, the adjuncts that teach here are all out being busy full-time musicians. And so they bring that into the academic environment and kind of mix it all up to make a good, balanced kind of academia equal plus real-world approach. It comes to a question of, you know, Mr. Riley, your son, if he's happy in his life's work, he will feel wealthy. And he will be wealthy because he feels wealthy. And it won't have anything to do with his checking account, because that's the way I feel. I feel wealthy. I have 4 daughters, I have 5 grandchildren. They all love me, I love them. I do something I love. I'm doing with my time what I want to do. That's what rich people do.